Omulangira David Wasajja, omubaka Mul Katende n'omukyala, baminisita ba Ssaabasajja, Oweekitiibwa Makubuya ne baminisita abalala baawummula, Omutaka Kayiira n'Omutaka Muteesaasira, ababaka ba Paalamenti, ababaka b'Olukiiko lwa Buganda, ababaka ba Ssaabasajja Kabaka ebweru, Olukiiko olukulembeze olwa Buganda Bumu, abakulira ebitongole bya Ssaabasajja, abaweereza bassebo ne bannyabo. In a special way, I welcome Mr. Derek Wright and his dear wife, his dear and beautiful wife. I thank you for finding the time to participate in this convention. And I also welcome representatives from Bunyoro Chitara Kingdom and Toro Kingdom. It gives me tremendous pleasure to be with you again after a spell of 2 years, having had our last encounter in Atlanta, Georgia in 2017. It was the first time that programs planned for the youth were included in our official program, and it was absolutely fantastic. Seeing young people taking interest in their roots, in their history, in their culture, in their heritage, fills me with hope. Anyone whose work means and comes to nothing if it doesn't involve the youth. And the logic here is simple. The young people will be the adults tomorrow, and if they're not involved as we prepare for tomorrow, then nobody will be ready to carry through those programs. So involving the young women and men in the diaspora, as has been done again this year, is foresightedness on part of the leaders and organizers. I therefore commend them, the organizers, for the theme they chose, Our Youth, Our Future. The human race is deeply concerned about the future. We usually say, I'm preparing for the future. I'm struggling for the future of my children. We are worried about the future of our country. And similar such statements highlighting the need to plan or to address current issues in order to have better days ahead. I believe we all envision a bright future for Buganda, a kingdom in her rightful place, at the summit of social and economic well-being of the people, as they enjoy their entire range of freedoms, be they cultural, political, basic, or even inherent. We call it Okuza Buganda Katikkiro these days. To realize that vision, we must be strategic. We must be focused. We must be determined. We must be smart. We must plan. Being strategic with the ability to plan is what takes me to the need to involve the young people. Because it is their years ahead that we are talking about. And that's why it is smart. That's why it was smart of the organizers to see the need to draw plans that touch upon young children, hence this convention's theme. Fortunately for us in Buganda, the Kabaka saw that nearly 2 decades ago. During the Kabaka's 45th birthday, in April 2000, he thanked the youth for being at the forefront of the kingdom restoration process. I believe the king made the statement with the benefit of hindsight, because at the inception of the kingdom restoration process, a number of political actors in the country thought that the demands for the restoration of the monarchy were emanating from old men and women who were believed to be nostalgic about the past. But young and educated men and women from universities and tertiary institutions soon rose up and rampantly and publicly declared their loyalty to the king in waiting, Ronald Muwenda Mutebi. Thus it became increasingly difficult to deny what the Baganda wanted when the youth vanguard actually became part of the process that led to the rebirth of our cherished institution. 2 years after the Kabaka's commendation of the youth, while celebrating his 9th coronation anniversary on the 3rd of August 2002 at Mengo Palace, Kabaka Mutebi issued an edict. He said that it should go down in history that his reign was for and by the youth. Many people ask me why the Kabaka issued that edict. Well, I've never asked him. But I guess was driven by wisdom. For he or she who works without involving the youth only works for the here and now, and his or her work comes to nothing. And that's why I started my address. To have a reign dedicated to the youth implies that the king is working for the future, is working for posterity. For all the time that we shall continue to reproduce, we shall have young or youthful people. If the kingdom is for the young, it means it's going to be around for the foreseeable future, because that future will always have young people. However, all the young people here and all the others who may be watching me or listening to me, all of you, young people, must be careful. Kabaka Mutebi's reign, what we call Omulembe Mutebi, Kabaka Mutebi's reign wasn't dedicated to you for the heck of it. That dedication merely imposes responsibility unto you. If you are the future, then you must adequately prepare and arm yourselves for it. If you are the future, you must adequately prepare yourselves, arm yourselves for it. If all you do is to sit and dream, then the future will never belong to you. Hear this. We did not succeed in life because we dreamt being top-notch company executives or presidents of the United States or even prime ministers of the Kingdom of Buganda. We don't achieve these things by sitting there and dreaming. But it is good for a young person to sit in a quiet corner somewhere and dream. Because no one can be a doer unless one dreams big. But we succeed not because we dreamt, We succeed because we are sensible. We succeed because we take common sense decisions about situations, including dreams. We succeed because we understand the world and its ways. That's how we succeed. Now, therefore, this is a specific message for the youth, particularly in the diaspora. You ask yourselves why you should understand the kingdom of Buganda. You ask yourselves how you're going to own the future. This is my message to you. And the first one, search knowledge. One of the key recipes of success is seeking and acquiring knowledge. No one ever excels or wins unless they understand the subject at hand. At school, at work, in marriage, everywhere, one must thoroughly understand the environment in which one operates to emerge victorious. As young people in the diaspora, how much trouble have you taken to learn about the heritage of your forefathers? Which people have you talked to? How many gatherings have you attended? How many books have you read? If you're of school-going age and somebody is paying your tuition, stay in school for God's sake. And study to come on top of your class. If you're earning some money and you are forward-looking, pay your own tuition and get equipped with knowledge that only education can provide. If you can play football or the piano, do it with passion. If you are in employment, don't merely count the hours. Prove your worth to your employers by excelling. The Kingdom of Buganda has a population of about 12 million people. About 8.4 million of those are under the age of 30. About 5 million of those are of age and should be producers of wealth in one form or another. Within the Kingdom's strategic plan, 2018-2023, we started a program which can be described as frugality, saving and investment. Muruganda, Fissa, Tereka, Siga. We encourage youth groups to pool resources through saving schemes from which they will eventually apply for soft loans to carry out different economic activities individually or in groups. Again, as you can see, you won't be able to invest unless you have passion for something or you are good at something. While we encourage the young adults to have passion and to be good at something, we the elders ought to set the example. You heard that? In Luganda we say, mother bird teaches her chicks to fly. What shall the Baganda in the diaspora be remembered for 100 years down the road? You want your children to be good at something. What are you good at? Have you taught them to fly? What examples have we set for the young adults? What have we taught them? Is it really possible that the 50,000 or so Baganda in the US cannot have a joint investment back home or even here? Is it really possible? Is it really possible that we cannot pool resources? Is it really possible that your leaders, Ababaka, they've been here on stage, cannot identify 1,000 Baganda in the diaspora who can together raise $1 million in a year? That's $1,000 per person. Is it really possible? That's about $25 a week. Is it possible you can't identify 1,000 people who can raise $1,000 in a year? To raise $1 million in a year? What do you want to be remembered to have been good at many years down the road? People in the diaspora. Do you realize that in order to protect, promote, and sustain our culture, we need to be economically sound? Do you realize that? Mwawe tofali njana kudamba jemuneddala. Mwagula ambulance n'eddwaliro eritambula byatendo. But I want a significant investment program from the diaspora. I therefore advise as follows. For the seniors, so that the young ones can learn to fly from you, set up an investment committee of not more than 7 people. Not more than 7. We don't want social clubs here. 7. There should be men and women of integrity, practical people who can smell the coffee. Yes. You get my drift? Yes. And this should be answerable to the Joint Council of Ababaka Basabasajja. Give the committee 90 days to come up with not more than 3 investment ideas. Choose 1 idea from the 3 in the following 30 days. There must be a time limit within which to take decisions. Yes. Don't deliberate endlessly. Successful investors don't deliberate over and over and over again. Conceive an idea, consider the pros and cons, and commit a date when to start, and then do start. Don't worry about the money. Worry about the idea. This is how it is. Money follows an idea, not the other way around. If you want the kingdom as your partners, let us know.